Hey guys, I am Ian Lindsay, and I will be your instructor of record this semester for our Creative Writing Introduction to Creative Writing 301 free course, um, online modality. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself. I've been teaching for 5 years, taught in Florida Title I public schools. I taught journalism for 3 years, and I taught reading for another 2 years. And this is my second year as a GTA. I have a few poetry publications out there, a few fiction publications out there. So if you'd like to read any of my stuff, just feel free to send me an email. I'll send that over if you'd like. If not, no worries. I just want to make sure you guys feel that you're in good hands. Just say hi to you so you guys get a gist of who's answering the emails, who's grading you guys. And hopefully you guys feel like that you are in good hands. If not, just shoot me an email. I will be available for office hours to just knock out any questions or comments or concerns you guys might have. So I'm gonna just kind of dig real briefly into the syllabus, explain how the course is gonna work, and let me go ahead and do a screen share for that right now. Okay, so first thing, we'll just go over the assignments, how those work real quickly. Your actual assignments, there's only going to be one of those. That's your academic activity assignment. That's going to be due by August 26th, no later than 11:59 p.m. Make sure you guys do that so you're officially enrolled within the course. You get your financial aid. It's a questionnaire that is also going to help me get to know you guys as students and writers. Make sure you do that ASAP, just so all the logistics are taken care of. Pretty much the majority of our assignments within this course are going to be our responses and exercises. You're going to do a reading. You might look at one of Professor Micah Hicks's lectures, and you are going to respond to it either in a creative way or within an analytic way. So I've written you guys some kind of general, abstract, guided questions. If you need a little bit of help figuring out what you want to write about within an analytic way, or you can do any of the prompts within our textbooks. Or if you're just like, hey, I have this really cool idea as far as creative writing goes, and you just kind of want to write 200 to 600 words about it, feel free to do that as well. That is your response and exercise to get the most engagement out of the text as possible. So I'm going to leave that pretty open within reason as far as what you're taking away from the text. If you want to emulate one of the short stories or poems or personal essays that we read and just go ahead and get kind of like a start on that creative writing process. Or if you just want to say, hey, I read today about metaphoric conceit, and this is how I would like to emulate it in my own manuscript, that's perfectly fine as well. So however you guys want to approach that, as long as you're getting to that word count, you're doing the readings, and also it's really important that we are responding to our classmates as well, so that we have some semblance of a literary citizenship happening in a community happening, so that you guys are all interpersonally engaging with the material. So that's going to be 25%. Also, we got major assignments. Those are going to be our drafts. So we're going to dig into three genres this semester. We're going to have creative nonfiction, so memoirs, personal essays. We're going to have fiction, short stories, maybe a scene work since we have just a little bit of a smaller actual word count for that. And we're also going to do poems. So for our manuscript, I'm only going to ask for one poem, around 15 lines or so. But if, of course, you've read a sonnet, that's 14 lines. That's perfectly acceptable as well. Just making sure that you have something poignant on the page that is using the poetic and craft techniques that we're going to be learning at or learning about throughout the semester. And then our critique letters. So that is our feedback letters to your peers. You guys are going to be grouped up in groups of 5. So during the workshop weeks, you'll read just your 5 members of your group, and you're going to write them a 400 word or about a single space, maybe a little over, response to the craft elements of their short story, poem, or personal essay. So we'll dig into that in a second as I get further down into the syllabus. Um, Skip through any of this. If you need technical support, go ahead and click this link. Email web courses. You can also reach out to me. I'm going to be pretty much available unless I'm teaching my other courses Monday through Friday, pretty much within office hours, 9 to 5. You can shoot me an email. You can reach out to me via Canvas, or you can set up a office hours Zoom appointment. So just feel free to reach out in all those different ways. We know where we're at. We're introduction to multi-genre workshop online. So we're going to be asynchronous. Got a few quotes from you. or not from you, but from Salman Rushdie and Tracy K. Smith. So if you guys don't know, Salman Rushdie is going through some stuff right now. So keep him in your thoughts. And Tracy K. Smith is one of my favorite poets, who's a former poet laureate. So just some inspirational quotes for you guys. This is important, our required materials, the text that we're going to be looking at outside of our supplemental readings that I have for you guys. Make sure you pick these up. We have Imaginative Writing by Burroway, the fourth edition. Here's the ISBN number. So if you want to get it through the bookstore or any other means, make sure you get that. And then also the Poet's Companion, great, great, great text on poetry. There is poetry covered in Imaginative Writing, but the Poet's Companion is so good that I wanted to require this as one of our texts that we're going to be reading because it really is that good. So make sure you guys get those because I believe August 22nd, our first day of classes, that Friday. I think you guys have something to do. We'll see in a second when as I scroll further down. Here's our course description. I'll skip through that. Course plan and objectives. You guys can also read that on your own. Again, to delineate, we have that academic activity assignment that's going to be due August 26th, no later than 11:59 p.m. Please don't forget to do that. So you're enrolled in the course, you guys get your financial aid, all that good stuff. We'll skip through the course goals and objectives because basically we're here to become stronger writers. But please feel free to read that on your own. Our writing requirements, I went over this a little earlier, but we'll just dig into the nitty gritty. We're going to have those reading responses, 200 to 600 words. So again, that's just to make sure you're engaging with the material, whether you do that creatively or in an analytic way, that is completely up to you. And again, please make sure you are responding to one of your peers. So we're having a conversation about the craft and the techniques and all the different, I guess, studying that we're doing. So that's gonna be 200 to 600 words. We're gonna write a creative nonfiction piece, so personal essay or memoir. That's gonna be 1,000 to 1,500 words, in that ballpark range. Keep in mind that 5 of your peers are gonna be reading it, and you are also gonna have to read 5 of your peers in order for us to do a conducive workshop. So we'll try and make sure that these word counts are within reason. Same for the short fiction piece. That is going to be maybe a scene or a whole short story, 1,200 to 1,500 words. And then for your manuscripts of the poetry unit, I'm only asking for a single poem, but in our final portfolio, I'm going to ask for 3 poems. And then within around 15 lines each. I know I'm going over word count a lot, but word count doesn't necessarily indicate a successful piece of creative fiction or poem or CNF piece. Try and get through a narrative arc or reach some ideological moment or display some type of ethos, if that makes sense. Just try and have something that is successful as a piece of art. That is really what we're aiming for. Regardless of word count, we need to have something as a guide, but I really want you to have a finished, polished piece. If not by the point of the workshop, definitely by the point of revision for your final portfolio. So the final portfolio, we're not going to have an exam. You're going to turn that in. It is due December 5th at 11:59. You can choose whether you want to turn your personal essay or memoir in, your short story for fiction or poetry. Instead of that single poem that you submitted for a workshop, we're going to do 3 poems, around 15 plus lines for each of those, give or take the success, the artistic success of your poem. Again, everything is within reason. If you guys want to get any extra credits, attend a literary event, write a 1-page reflection. That'll be worth 1 point, which is the same amount as any of your response exercises. So you can do that up to 3 times for a total of 3 points. Or if you just want to get like 105% in this class, feel free. There's some really, really cool events happening both within UCF and in the greater Orlando area. So definitely encourage you guys to do that as well. We're online. Our workshop is online, so we're just going to be writing letters to each other and having conversations, all within the Canvas discussion pages. Communication, like I said, email me or get a hold of me in any of those virtual ways. I'll be as quick as possible to respond, make sure I get your questions answered. If you guys want to have a Zoom meeting with me to maybe talk about your creative work or anything that's going on in the class, I will be available to you guys to make sure you reach out. And hopefully it's also in the syllabus. So if you actually, yeah, they use this Calendly link. That way, I have you guys as far as like scheduling idiosyncrasies, making sure that everyone gets their allotted time, and then I'm not going over time with any of you guys. So please use that Calendly link or just shoot me an email and I'll make sure that it's set up so that your time slot is respected and everyone gets a fair amount of time, or if it comes to that, we'll see. Classroom online behavior, be courteous. There are workshop guidelines within our modules that I expect you guys to follow. I don't think we're gonna have any issues with that, but just, be courteous. Make sure that you're being respectful within all the conversations that we're having on this online class. Here's our grading breakdown. Responses are 1 point, critique letters are 5. All your manuscripts are gonna be 20, and then your final portfolio will be 50. You guys know the grading scale. This is just kind of a sneak peek at the rubrics I'll be using. But you guys can read through all this stuff on your own time. I want to keep this brief. Again, this is our assignment breakdown. So we have looked at that. We've looked at our final portfolio. And then we have a general course timeline, which you guys will see in the modules. So that's where we'll go next. So we have all the intro stuff, just how the course works. This course was actually designed for Professor Micah Hicks. So there, within the course tour, I believe, there's a video by him just describing how everything works. You have some resources, some essays on crafts, literary magazine. I believe these are some of the local stuff and some on the national scene as well. Local online readings, open mics are here, and then just kind of some workshopping guidelines within here as well. So it's all broken down by weeks to try and keep it as simple as possible. Here's your academic activity assignment. Make sure you guys get that done and completed. Each day you're gonna have, or not each day, but asynchronously, you'll have a response due. So those are due Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11:59 p.m. You can do them whenever you want. Oh, this is important. Late work, I will accept it, but each day it is late by 24 hours, it's going to be 10% off the original grade. So, you turn something in on Friday, or if something is due Friday, you turn it in on Sunday, the most you can earn for that is a C. So please make sure that you're staying up to date with these. If you have any issues, again, just reach out. So you have lectures by Professor Micah Hicks. I'm not going to be too much of a stickler on you guys viewing these, but if you do the readings, so for example, we're going to start looking into fiction basics. You read those readings, you read for our short stories, and you're still feeling like, hey, I need a little bit more supplemental information. Please view these lectures, but I'm not going to specifically mandate that you watch these lectures. You're going to respond within 200 words, again, creatively or analytically. So that's what most of our assignments are going to look like. And then real quick before I sign off, I do want to show you what the workshop's going to look like. So you are going to turn in, when we have our 3 workshops, a manuscript into a link that's going to look like this within the modules. And this is so I can grade it. And then you'll also need to turn it into our manuscript and critique letters discussion, which that link will take you here. You're going to post those at the same time so that I can grade and read your manuscript, and so that your peers can grade and read your manuscript. And then the following week, when we complete our workshop, they have, or you all will have, a whole thorough week to read all 5 of those manuscripts and get your critique letters into our discussion page. And you guys are only responsible for 5 of those. You'll be in 1 of 5 groups. So hopefully that makes sense. It should be pretty streamlined. If not, reach out and I'll make sure that everything is understandable. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible, as organized as possible, because it's one thing. I'm also a student as well in my MFA program. I really dislike disorganized professors. So I try to make this as organized as possible for you guys. So that's how our workshops are going to work through all 3 of the units. Make sure you guys are staying on top of those. It's a big chunk of your grade. I think that is it as far as what we're going to look at. But again, if you guys have any questions, concerns, comments, you want to talk about some stuff that you're writing, I'm happy to do all of the above. Just reach out. That being said, looking forward to reading your guys' writing. I'm looking forward to working with you guys this year, and I wish you guys a good semester. All right.